What happened?
Try it again. It's not working. Let me try. Is he there?
Oh, Bobby Becker?
I didn't do it!
We're often told growing up to never pull the fire alarm, as doing so unlawfully can lead to a misdemeanor or even a felony crime. And oftentimes we get the words never pull the fire alarm stuck in our heads, and when a true emergency arises, we might not think about pulling the fire alarm, or we could delay doing it, or we could worry about doing it out of fear for what could happen or what the consequences could be. Well, I'm here to tell you today that there is a right time to pull the fire alarm, and I'm here to talk about when is the right time to pull a fire alarm. The very first manual fire alarm pull box was patented in 1852. It was invented by William F. Channing and Moses Farmer in Boston by connecting fire alarm boxes to a central station using telegraph wires. And now you see pull stations all over today. They're usually located at every exit in a building and about every 200 feet throughout a building. While pulling a fire alarm can lead to a slew of unnecessary legal trouble and general chaos when there's not an emergency, when there is an emergency, there's a lot of good that can be done. Not only will it set off bells and whistles and start evacuations of a building, but it can do a lot of other things automatically, such as closing fire doors and preventing fire spread. It can also unlock certain doors to allow the ease of evacuations. It can start stages in a fire suppression system. It can shut down and close off HVAC systems, slowing the spread of smoke and also slowing the spread of oxygen to where the fire could be. It can send elevators to the necessary floor for evacuations. All this automatically by one simple action: pulling the lever down. And we can't forget perhaps the most beneficial action a fire alarm system can automatically do when you pull that lever down, and that is get a fire truck going to your location. In a populated area, it can take on average about 7 minutes for a fire truck to get to the scene of a fire emergency. Now it can be several more minutes depending on the location and availability of the nearest fire truck. So when you pull a fire alarm during a fire emergency, it gets the ball rolling and it does a lot of good. So don't hesitate to push in and pull down. So when is the right time to pull the fire alarm? Well, if your actions are justifiable, then pull it. What does that mean? If you have reasonable suspicion that there is a fire emergency in that building, then pull the alarm. It gets the ball rolling. So even if you smell an unusually large amount of smoke in a building, and you think that this building has potential to actually be on fire, then pull that alarm. It gets the ball rolling and it can ultimately save lives. Let's say you come across a small fire that's the size of a small wastebasket on the floor, and you think you can still put it out with a small fire extinguisher. Well, on your way to grab that fire extinguisher, you might as well pull the fire alarm anyway. If something goes wrong, I'd rather that ball already be rolling. Now, a couple other considerations. The fire alarm is meant for fire emergencies, not every emergency. If you pull the fire alarm during an emergency that is not a fire emergency, it can have unintended consequences. So let's say there's a gas leak or an active lockdown situation, and you decide to pull the fire alarm because it is an emergency, but it's not a fire emergency. There can be unintended consequences, and I would not pull the alarm during those emergencies. Only do it when there's a true fire emergency. And that's when you should pull a fire alarm. Thanks for watching this video. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Please have a great day, and check out some of my other videos.
Are you sure you want to do this? I know people do it in movies all the time, but there are bound to be real-world consequences.
I know, but if we take that test today, we are definitely going to fail it.
Okay, let's do it.
What are you guys doing?
Cancel school today or we tell everybody about this.
Deal.